And hello.
Oh, just like that. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know why I stumble with that.
Good morning.
Oh, is that me? No.
Yeah, no, that's probably me, darn it. I keep doing it. You know why I was watching YouTube? I usually remember to mute it, but I forgot. Yeah, that was me. I do it all the time. I'm not even going to say it's a rookie mistake anymore. It's just a stupid mistake.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Part of your routine.
That's all. And good morning, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Angela. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning.
Hey, Bobby.
Is it Sunday already?
It is. Hey, Christopher. Good morning.
I love that smirk on his face. I bet he's a troublemaker.
Who? Oh, Christopher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good to hear, Angela. Her aunt's on the mend. I'm glad Lucinda's better. All sounding good. That's great to hear. And Robin, I don't know if you met our new person.
Is she not laughing anymore?
She's not laughing anymore.
Okay. Oh, I love the little picture. It's cool.
Ribbit. Good morning, Froggy. Yeah, I kind of overslept this morning, so it may take a little while for people to get notifications because they didn't get a half an hour notification because I just did the stream about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Hey, Larry.
Good morning, Larry. Again. Hey, Deb. Oh, gee, Talbert's mom, actually, you got them. She's usually never getting notifications, and I did it late, and she got a notification. Good morning. Hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, Shane. Good morning.
Hello, Shane.
Betty Webb, nice to meet you.
Have you met her? I haven't met her yet.
Mary, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh, so sorry. That's horrible. Hopefully they don't put the cause of death COVID. They seem to be doing that, I heard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Christopher, I did. I don't think I did. You're so smart. I did it. Yeah, I always forget. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. You know, especially now because I did it as a late start. Sometimes with coffee, honestly, it's about 3 cents.
That's why it's not like top priority.
It's not top priority, you know. If I was going to lose $300, then it's a different story.
There's KJ.
Hey, Ness P. Good morning. And Barney. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey, Glenn. All right, honey. Say a prayer for all of us, please. We need it. Seriously. We really do. So Christopher says, Robin, I'm not a troublemaker, but quite mischievous.
Yeah.
Hey, Shell. How are you today? Good to see you.
Shell.
Countess is in the house. She had some counting to do last night, for sure.
Count the bags under my eyes.
Hi, KJ.
Good morning.
Hi, Denise. How are you today? Good to see you.
You pronounce that Gregory or Gregoire?
I would say Gregory, I think. My Google Assistant just went on when I said that. I don't know why. Hey, Jennifer. How are you, hon? Good to see you.
You skipped over KJ's comment about us looking gorgeous, but I saw it, KJ.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. We can't skip over those comments.
No.
Thank you, KJ. Thank you. Talbot's mom has some loving thoughts for Shane M. You were the first one who ever did anything loving to me on YouTube, and I will never forget it. Aw.
It's sweet.
Bobby, you're a troublemaker.
Speaking of sweet, Tom and Gary had an auction yesterday, as you know, and they were Tom was auctioning off children's story time records, like vintage, like really old from the 50s.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, Argyle, I'd love those, blah, blah, blah. I just wonder how many of them are actually like copywritten on YouTube to where if I were to play it in the background, that it wouldn't, I wouldn't, not that Argyle is monetized anyway, but so we were talking about that and laughing about that. But Music 55 bought them, and then she said, give them to Robin for Argyle. How sweet is that?
Aww.
So I'm going to get this box of like vintage children's story. Like they're old, like old. I thought it'd be fun.
Oh, that's nice. Now, do you even have a record player?
I do. I have one of those Crossley portable. They look kind of like a suitcase. You ever seen it? You get them at Best Buy. They're like, but yeah, it works great.
Oh, okay. Oh, Denise says, Robin, it was the second way you said it.
Grégoire. So it's like a French thing, maybe.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. Good morning, Sylvia.
I have that one, and then I do have a record player, standalone one, in my entertainment center. I don't use it.
Hey, Michelle. Yeah, I had gotten one in a storage unit that I haven't even taken out of the box yet because it's the stackable one that's all one piece.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big and bulky, and since we were originally planning on moving and getting out of here this year, I wasn't even going to take it out of the box yet. I was going to just take it with us and use it. But then the more I thought about it, number one, I should make sure it works before I drag it anywhere.
Yeah.
And second, now with all these albums, but I'm not doing what Dawn does and play grading my records.
Mine looks like that.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cute? That's
nice. Yeah. Is that like a reproduction one?
Yeah, it goes like a suitcase. Like it's got the speakers right there around for. Now you can hook it up to your stereo system. That's what I did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's great. It comes in all different colors. You can get them at Best Buy or you can get them on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Great. They're like for people that want to buy your vinyl. I would definitely recommend this player. It's I think they're about $100.
Hey, Jill. Good morning. Rainbow Robin, sweet tea and Rainbow Robin. I love it.
Robin. The record player I want is about $400 or $500, but I don't play enough to justify that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would get a cassette player, but I would definitely get a record player.
I bought all those 45s from you too. I want to play.
And you know what? Every time somebody buys 45s from me, I keep forgetting I have those little discs. I should throw one in with every 45 purchase, because sometimes people don't have that little, you know what I mean, the little insert.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I think they call it a spacer.
Spacer. Yeah, I guess it's a spacer. Yeah. Good morning, Connie, over on Facebook. You don't want to come into YouTube this morning?
Somebody say tacos?
No, it's not Tuesday.
Well, somebody's talking about tacos.
Oh, I see that. Listen, Sylvia's making tacos. Sunday tacos. So Sunday, our busy day today, guys. We have 2 auctions. Woohoo! 3 and 9. Goose is going to come on with us tonight. How's the weather there today?
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a breeze, which is nice here. Oh my God, the weather was so perfect last night.
Oh my God, those pictures were gorgeous.
It was crazy. It was just cloudy enough to where the sunset was like orange and purple, and oh, it was so pretty. I kid you not, I used 0 filters on those pictures. Just a plain picture, didn't edit them, and they just look like postcards. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I believe you. They were beautiful. Yeah, so if you go to Robin's, that was you put that on your community page, right?
Yeah, there's a couple on my community page. I put a couple on my Instagram.
Yeah, Donna put some on. I think. Well, I know she put the one on her community page, so you guys could go over and look at those. They're really pretty. Good morning, love. Good morning, No Money G. How are you guys this morning?
No money, G. I'm obviously going to be putting together a video, but that's all going to be footage for the final episode of.
Final episode.
The final episode of.
But the final episode of
2020 season 1.
Right, series 1.
Series 1. Season 1, whatever. I don't know if I told you, but I was joking with Don on the way home saying, I got to get this video done, but I can't release it until we get the footage of you running behind the car saying, stop, don't leave me. She's like, I'm not running. And I said, okay. So I'm going to use this program that I figured out how to use, and I can put your head on somebody that's running towards a car. She's like, yeah, we'll do that. Because I'm not running. It was pretty funny.
Oh, God.
She wasn't opposed to the idea. She was just opposed to running.
Running. Okay. Good morning, Carrie. Good tap. Well, I'm glad you guys had a nice time last night. That was nice.
It was, and it was nice that there was no offense to anybody here, obviously, but it was just nice that there was no 0% YouTube involvement. We just actually had a good time and didn't, you had the auction and everything, but we didn't go live. We didn't talk to really anybody, and talked to Frenchie for a little bit. We FaceTimed her for a minute just to kind of show off where we were. No, just to check in with her. But
yeah, she's back in PA now, so she's missing Florida.
Yeah, she's coming back in August, I guess. I won't be here, but I'll probably see her when I go through Pittsburgh. There's talk of that anyway. Because I was thinking, I was looking at mileage from here to Pittsburgh, but actually from South Carolina, it's only like 7 or 8 hours. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's about, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I think it's 7 for me too. I didn't think it was that long for me, but I keep forgetting where Pittsburgh is. I go down to Burlington and Allentown, and that takes me, well, it depends on traffic, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, really, legitimately. Hey, Polgara, where have you been, girl? Changing your name again? So, yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I would have to really plug it in and know for sure, but I think it's about 7 hours for me, too.
It's not so much the drive to Pittsburgh, but once I leave Pittsburgh.
Oh, driving home?
Oh, I'm invited to a wedding. It's driving home. I'll be going to Oklahoma from there. Almost 8 hours, Jill. Not
Yeah,
bad
which
at
is
all.
pretty funny. Which is pretty funny because it takes me 9.
Yeah, it only takes 7 hours and 40 some odd minutes. Super quick compared to the trip here. Uh-oh. Who's this?
But what is it?
Susan. I don't want to say her name. Well, here, let me forward this to you.
Okay. Actually, it's a little shorter than that. It's about 6 hours and 15 minutes according to my map.
That's not bad.
From here to
Are
Pittsburgh.
you going to that one?
It depends. It depends what days you're going to be there. As long as it's after the whole Christmas in July show and COVID's not like right now. Pennsylvania and New York are pretty good. I mean, my son's living in Pennsylvania right now, so and I've been going to Pennsylvania. I was down there last week or the week before to go down to Bryanton. I have to go down this week. So
Oh, it's Enville. Enville says she's blocked.
she is?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, Mville. Let me go in the back and see what's going on.
Why did I not know Susan was her name? That's weird. I didn't know that.
Because we like calling her Mville.
Aw, Jerry, thanks. I'm more of a hotel kind of gal, but thank you. I appreciate your hospitality.
Oh, there she is. I'm sorry, Mville. I don't know who did that. I apologize. Let me make sure there's nobody else in here. No? All right.
Aw, that's sweet.
All right, Mville. Go out and maybe come back in. Good morning, Jenny. And then make a comment, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I figure I probably am not going to ever have the chance to do any kind of toury thing anytime soon again. So I might as well, while I'm out, swing by and meet some people that I've met on here that I care about. So,
well, it sounds like no money G's in that area too.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few people in that area, like Anthony and
we'll have to have a really big meetup.
Yeah, Anthony and Nate and all of them.
Okay.
So it'll be fun.
You're welcome, Mville. I don't know what happened, sweetheart. I don't know. I'm sorry.
People, you know what? I know what happened. Like when you go live on your phone and you are scrolling, you can block people just like that and not even realize it. So
yeah, it's just 4.5 to 5 hours from Pittsburgh to Philly. Yeah. Yeah, Donna's okay, Shelly. She just took the weekend off. She wanted to spend some time with her family. She's been, busy doing some stuff at the house, and she's just busy. She's just busy, and she just needed to take a little hiatus, so to speak.
I actually got her to relax last night and have a good time.
Good.
That was nice. I haven't seen her like that since I got here.
Good. Yeah, sometimes you just need to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
well, that restaurant was ridiculously amazing. I mean, I can't even, between the ambiance and then the food just being perfect and the weather being perfect and
that's
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you lucked out with the weather yesterday. That was
lucked out with the whole. I mean, I found the very first parking spot that you could possibly get into. We got that, so I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good night. Otherwise, it's tons of walking, and then there was an hour and a half wait. However, we got to wait right on the beach. Right on the little boardwalk right there by the marina, so it wasn't like a bad wait. We just sat there and talked and took pictures and drank iced tea. And I mean, and then when she asked for our table, she said, "Can you please give us one as close to the water as possible?" So we got front row on that end of it too. So it was just perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Steph, you're up already. Wow, I'm shocked.
Steph.
No fireball thing.
Nice to see her relax for a minute, because I mean, she's been so stressed lately. Even our phone calls have been like, because every time I see her, she's working her butt off.
Hey, treasure hustlers. Good morning. Good morning. The ladies are up early.
She hasn't even been around to babysit me, treasure hustlers. I see her more from Texas than I do from Florida. It's true.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Think about it. Usually today you'll see her 3 times. You won't see her today.
It's true. I've seen her less since I've been here. It's not her fault. It's just the way it's working out. But I have seen her less since I've been here.
Hey, loves you.
When I was in Texas. Not even on the phone.
Hey, casual flipper.
We used to talk like, I don't know, 5-10 times a day, and now it's like lucky to get 2 or 3, maybe 2, maybe 3. And if she's watching, I'm not throwing you under the bus. I know you're busy. Treasure hustlers, I'm going to need you guys to babysit me again for some of these road trips I'm about to take. I'll tell you what, out of that whole drive, like, I was really worried about the overnight thing. I thought for sure I'd be falling asleep, and
yeah.
I didn't even think about being tired when I was on with them. So they definitely saved my butt. I didn't really start falling asleep until I went off of everybody's lives, and I took that turn off the freeway to look for food, and there wasn't any, and I started on my rant. But I was literally falling asleep at the wheel at that point.
Yeah. Hey, Chris. What's up? What's up? No one even thinking of coming to Missouri to have a meet up. Who wants to go to Missouri?
So here's the thing. I lived 30 miles east of St. Louis for 8 years, and I hated every single day of it. So the chances of me getting out there again.
Yeah, right? Yes, she does lie. She lies.
What am I lying about?
How many people told you to stop somewhere and you promised? No, I'm gonna. Next one. You didn't.
Oh, the hotel thing? I never had any intentions of stopping. Mm-hmm. When I left for that trip, my goal was to drive as long as I possibly could, if not the whole way. I'm a liar. I just didn't want Donna to worry about me. She's such a mom sometimes. Her and Frenchie both, and you too, were just like, no, you need to stop and get some rest, and you need to eat.
Well, you know what? I have fallen asleep at the wheel before. Yeah, I literally have fallen asleep at the wheel before, and it's a scary feeling. And one time I actually hit somebody. I mean, it was just a matter of a second. And that time, literally, I used to drive back and forth to New Hampshire like every weekend. But when I was working in Queens one year, my husband had a house out east, and we lived out there for a year. And the commute, I was leaving like at 6 o'clock in the morning and not getting home till like 8 o'clock at night, 6 days a week. And it was grueling. It's grueling when you're sitting on the Long Island Expressway and just bumper to bumper traffic each way, back and forth. And then I had to go down Northern Boulevard, which is another pain in the butt. But I literally dozed off and hit the guy in front of me. It wasn't like we were doing like 60 miles an hour. It was just we were crawling in traffic, but that's how tired I was at some point. So I know that feeling. And I've fallen asleep on the highway doing 60, 70 miles an hour too, driving back and forth to New Hampshire. And I did that one night and almost hit the guardrail. So
Yeah.
I never will do that again. Never, never, never.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the excitement of the whole trip and all that. But I did really well until that one exit. Then I was just like, I literally had to start recording myself in order to not fall asleep. Just started talking I don't even think I ever edited that film. I just knew I had to do something. Otherwise, I was going to fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean, I love to drive. Well, I shouldn't say I used to love to drive. I don't love to drive as much anymore. Like you could, you know, you and I have talked about this. I like to be the one in control. Like I even now can't stand when my husband drives. It's like I have to drive because I am such a backseat driver, like so bad.
I'm not a backseat driver. I just don't enjoy being in the passenger seat. But
the last time
for sure. I thought, and then Donna's the same way. I thought for sure I'd get here and she'd be like wanting to drive everywhere, but I won't get in that truck with her. So she's had to go in my car.
Hey, good morning, Richard. Hey, Dolly. How are you, honey? Good to see you. Good morning, Tim. Yeah.
Hey, Tim.
It's that control thing.
It's not necessarily a control thing. I don't know. I'm not a controlling person. I just don't really. Every car accident I've been in was somebody else was driving, so I just prefer to be the one driving, except for my big one. But otherwise, all the fender benders have been in somebody else's car.
You know, literally, I think I really, and thank God, and I should knock on wood when I say this, and I will. Thank God for wooden windowsills. But I have only been in like an accident twice in my entire life. And the one time was the time that I fell asleep, which really wasn't a big deal. Like I bumped his bumper. And the one and only time was when I was in college and I was stopped at a red light and some guy, I guess, didn't see the red light and he was in my back seat. And that's thank God, the only two times. And I was like, I don't even remember how old I was, 19. I mean, I was young. Hey, good morning, Paul. But yeah, I like to drive in the daytime now. I would have never been able to do your drive overnight. Nighttime driving now bothers me. And that's all I used to do because when I drove up to New Hampshire on the weekend, I used to leave like Thursday night at midnight because it was the best time to drive with the truckers on the road and just go straight through. And it was only like a 4-hour ride because it was only Derry.
I think I tend to fall asleep more during the day than I do at night on the road.
Really? Mm-hmm. Huh. Yes, right, Richard? No. And actually, the more I think about it, it was probably a little older than 19, but yeah. Oh, Angela. Oh, Angela said she flipped her van once and someone hit you. Oh. You know what it is, Jenny? It's not that I can drive long. It's just now it's almost like I have night blindness. Like everything bothers me with the glares and the lights and stuff like that.
Well, these glasses help me a lot with that because I used to have it really bad too, but the computer glasses help a lot with that.
Forget it if it's raining.
Yeah.
Nighttime and raining, especially if you're driving through cities and stuff with all those lights, it's really bad.
Yeah, when I broke my back, I was on a freeway in California, and the girls know 91 is no joke. You can be going 60 miles an hour, the next second it's dead stop.
Right.
And that's what happened. And some fool thought he could beat a big rig onto we were all on the freeway, and this big rig was getting onto the freeway. And so he sped up to get past the big rig before he got on the freeway and didn't look ahead of him and see that traffic had stopped and just plowed right into me going about 65. And I was at a complete standstill. And it broke my back. The guy in front of me got it worse, though. He actually ended up never walking again because he had an iron lung in his back seat, and it went through his seat and into his back and snapped his back right now.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, Dev, I hear you.
So to this day, I'm always looking in my rear view. I saw him coming too, and that was probably a bad thing because then I braced myself. And I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. My friend that was in the car didn't even see it coming. So she barely had any injuries, but it tore me up.
Oh, Dee's funny. Dee says, Linda said that person is from Long Island. Yes, that person is from Long Island. Paul says, here's a drive for you. 127 yard sales annual event that takes place the first Thursday to Sunday in August each year. The route spans 6 states: Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama. It's 690 miles long. Well, that would be on your way home, maybe. Maybe.
No, casual flipper. It was in 93, and like back then, people didn't really care about wearing their seatbelts that much.
Junebug is here. Good morning, June. Hey, Maricha. Good morning, Cha-Cha.
Hi, Junebug. Right, KJ, I couldn't even get in a car for months after that.
Oh, she's from Brooklyn and then Long Island. Ah, got it. Yeah, well, my mom was born and raised in the Bronx, and I have more of her kind of overlay of talk. Like people say when I say wash and coffee, it's not a Long Island thing. It is a Bronx thing.
I mean, you finally got a hello, Junebug. We always say hello to you.
June, I'm sorry, honey. Did we miss you? Well, you know what? Because you just fit in so nice, and we just like think we know like you're part of the family, so we didn't even think we had to say hello. Did I cover that good for us, Robin?
No. I always say hello to her.
No, I know we do. Oh, Janine, yeah, I made the stream late. I'm sorry.
What sucked about my car accident was it was so painful when it happened, and I had hit my head on the steering wheel. And I wish I hadn't, because I had this huge goose egg on my head. So because of that, they wouldn't give me any kind of pain medication whatsoever. They had me strapped down to a backboard, which I don't know if you've ever been on one, but that is the most excruciating ambulance ride you'll ever have. And
only when I was a lifeguard and we did a lot of rescue practice. We all got on the backboard at some point.
They hurt. They hurt bad. And if you've got a broken back on top of it, yeah, it hurts pretty bad. So I was just dying. I wanted to die. I was like, I can't. It was bad. And they wouldn't give me anything at the hospital either. I was just, ugh. I still, to this day, can feel the knot right there where I hit the steering wheel.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Aw, you're welcome, Michelle.
Right, KJ? Plus, the freeway was, I don't know what we live in this moment. The freeway was stopped, so the ambulance couldn't get through, so he had to drive on the
Thank you, June.
shoulder.
Thank you, honey.
You better, Junebug. He had to drive on the shoulder, so it was a very bumpy ride on top of all that. I have near-death experience. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, good morning, Kimberly. Sometimes I look at accidents and just seeing cars, it's just scary. You just hope and pray that people are getting out of it, because today's cars, it's funny. My very first car was my dad's 1971 Buick LeSabre. No, it was a 1971. Oh, thank you, Michelle P. If you know that car is like a 4-door, huge thing. And at that time when I got it, it was like 14. I guess it was 14 years old. No, maybe it was a little less than that. I'm trying to think. 1984, I graduated, so maybe like the end of 83. I started driving it, and boy, oh boy, you got in an accident with that. I mean, you didn't even feel a tip. I mean, I didn't, thank God.
Hey, Marilyn.
One thing I did with that car, I forgot about this. When we were going to school one morning, I took a corner the wrong way and sideswiped on our way to school. I had everybody in the car. And it's just the way I turned the corner. Because, when you're a new driver, you think. And yeah, I landed up swiping somebody's car. Sorry. Whoopsie. Yeah, it is the size of a boat. Good morning, Marilyn. Yes. It was definitely a safe car. Today they just crumble. Today you hit a quarter panel and the thing looks like you hit it at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, we had just bought that car that we were into. It was a Toyota Celica ST, whatever hatchback, and all that glass. Like to this day, like when Rachel was doing my hair the other night, there's a bump on the back of my head. To this day, if you even touch it wrong, like it's all swollen. And I think the glass is still in there from that car accident.
Wow.
I was like, don't go near that because it just, you just touch it wrong and it gets painful. But yeah, I was picking glass out of my face for months.
Oh, wow, Joan. Driving back from North Carolina doing 75 and hit a deer head on. Yeah.
That's one of my worst nightmares is hitting an animal going really fast.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing you can do about it. He headbutted her car.
Yeah, deer can do a lot of damage. Can definitely do a lot of damage because, and even here on Long Island, there's deer that run. I mean, it's not as bad in kind of my area, but drive out, if we go out to the Hamptons and stuff like that, definitely there's some stretch of highway there that definitely could run the risk.
We have like herds of them down in like the Austin area. You'll be just driving, and all of a sudden, like a herd of deer. You're like, what is going? Like they're everywhere.
Right.
Oh.
Well, they also know when they can show themselves because their body knows when hunting season's around, I'm sure. So they know if they can be out and about or not. But yeah. Hey, Layla. How are you, hon? Good morning. Hey, Douglas. Good morning. I, thank God, never hit a deer, though. And thinking about it, all the times that I did drive up to New Hampshire and do all that driving, I've seen them. I've seen them on the road. I've seen people who've hit them. But thank God.
The only animal I've ever hit was a possum and her babies. I might have cried.
Yeah, I've hit a squirrel. We have a lot of squirrels here. Rabbits are getting really popular here. Having rabbits on my front lawn the other day, I was like, ooh, that's weird. I never had rabbits here. I'm in suburbia. We don't usually have rabbits. But
KJ, I don't even have anything to wear to a wedding. God. I literally packed nothing but like workout pants and black t-shirts for the whole trip. I need to buy some clothes. What's this about barbecue? Hold on.
Oh, maybe it's it's a barbecue. Oh, it's like
nice.
You have to remember, see, and I'm so not used to it because people will know if you live like in a bigger city or you live here like on Long Island or New York, like weddings here are different than like if you go to a different state wedding. Like, my cousin, well, the whole family is originally here from Long Island, but they were young. They were like, my youngest cousin was like 4 or 5, and my oldest cousin was like 10 or 11 when they moved up there. So when they all got married, it was just basically, in a hall with a keg of beer, and it was not like here. God, it's $200 a plate, and everybody has their
Yeah.
vests on, and you get all dolly up and stuff like that. But it's not like that everywhere. Hey, Simple Fit Life, how are you? Good to see you. No, not with COVID. I've actually not been able to get out and get down there. Hopefully, come the fall. So yeah, it's completely different. I mean, we had that kind of wedding honestly for my son. I mean, he when he got married, we did it in the firehouse. They had an upstairs catering place that they used to rent out, and we had like maybe 150 people, and it was sit down. My husband catered it. He had a whole kitchen to himself there. Of course, he didn't get to enjoy the wedding, but he did the same thing here for my brother. We did my brother's wedding for 70 in my yard. Sit down with but that was my husband.
Too bad I didn't bring my DJ gear. I would have DJ'd for your wedding.
Oh,
So heavy though. God, I can't even. I don't know how I used to hump all that around. I still have it all though. I won't give it up.
All right, Tal. Yeah, so it depends. It really depends on how and where I think you grow up and what the norm is, and some people have a DJ. We had a band. It depends. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
What's Junk and Daddy Girl saying about the Belt Parkway?
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst. The Belt Parkway is the worst. It really is. It is. There is never a time of day, even during this whole shutdown and COVID, and it is still the worst traffic. It's still so bad. It is just bumper to bumper every time. You could hit that at 2:00 in the afternoon or 2:00 in the morning. It doesn't matter. It's one of these really narrow, and it's got a lot of turns, and that's why I think people too don't drive. So you can't drive fast. First of all, anywhere here, you really can't drive fast. I laugh when I go to other states and I see 65 miles an hour. I'm like, wow, 65 miles an hour. Like, we don't even have that here unless you go upstate. I'm sure they do. But
I drove when I went to New York. I had fun driving there. It's like a video game.
Yeah.
I got to honk my horn and everything and say, hey, I'm driving here. Hey,
fun. Money from Wars. Hey, Ina. Hi, honey. Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, my husband laughs. He says that he can't even drive in Manhattan anymore. Like, he starts to see the skyline and he gets hives. He wants.
Oh, I love it.
I used it years ago, would venture in driving. But if I go, it's got to be at an hour where, you're not in the middle of it, which is hard now because you're always in the middle of it. And I think more people are driving in than are taking the train. I think I said that yesterday, like the train stations are still empty, but people are back to work. So I think a lot of them are driving in. I know my brother's driving into Brooklyn every day because he's a fireman. He actually, I shouldn't say that, he's a lieutenant now, but he's been driving instead of taking the Long Island Railroad. And I get it because people are afraid to sit on there. And
I'll have to see where my friend lives there in Long Island because I went to visit her while I was there, but I couldn't tell you where it was, but I remember that's where we were. See how far she lives from you.
She lived actually physically here on Long Island or in New York? On Long Island. Oh.
She still does. She's a school teacher for kindergartners.
Oh, okay. Hey, Summers. Good morning. Yeah.
Hey, Summers, honey.
Hey, honey.
Hey, honey.
It's definitely a challenge when you come to New York for driving, and I told you it's expensive. I mean, I should take a picture when I go. You know what? I'm going to do a video this week when I go to Brian's because I keep forgetting. Like it's such a video opportunity, especially with even the driving over the bridges and the scenery and just everything. And I just keep forgetting to do it. But
What I remember the most is the cemetery when you come over that one freeway and you just start to see the skyline and you look. Well, it's on both sides of the freeway, but mainly on the right side, there's this huge cemetery that just massive old tombstones, and you're just like, oh my God, like this, I've never seen a cemetery that big in my life.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming.
Yep, I agree. T-Love, my small town living. Yep.
I found Chicago to be harder to navigate and more expensive to drive in because everywhere you park, you pay like a ridiculous amount of money for parking. Whereas when we went to New York, we just used the meters.
Yeah, which someone said, and again, I haven't driven into the city. The last time I drove into the city, my cousin she's got a condo in Manhattan, but she's downtown. She's closer to like where the World Trade and stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
But she when I like drive her, it's like Sunday morning to take her home or to pick her up or something to come to Long Island. So I don't really park, but there it's like the parking is ridiculous. Like you got to just find a spot. It's just, there's not even like.
We parked somewhere and I don't even think we ended up having to pay for it. And it was completely legal. And then we jumped on the subway and drove that or went to the US Open out there when we went.
Oh, okay.
We were there the whole day and came back and my car was there fine. And I don't know. We just lucked out. I don't know.
Right.
We had a great time because we didn't have any run-ins at all with any kind of parking. But Chicago, so expensive.
$60 a night to park at a hotel in Chicago, Dev says. And
well,
I believe
even to go to that rock and roll McDonald's, we paid like $25 for 2 hours of parking. It was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, New York parking garages can be expensive, but maybe not that expensive. It depends. It depends how long you park. I know that
if you go after 5, you don't pay for anything.
Yeah. I know when I traveled and used to teach and train in Chicago, I didn't even rent a car there because of that, because the hotel would charge you $6. And if you were there for the week to train a class, like it didn't make sense for me because if I was going to go anywhere, I'd just Uber it. It didn't even make sense to have a car because you could walk and you could walk.
Yeah.
Oh, Islip. Okay. So Islip, Marisha, just so you know, is probably about 25 minutes. I won't say miles, 25 minutes from me east. That's further. That's what we call Suffolk County. And I live in Nassau County. I'm on just the border of Nassau and Suffolk County. So the next town I would be in Suffolk County. And then Islip's about 5 or 6 towns in from that at least. Hey, Leon. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hey, Leon. It was fun, Junebug. We had never been on one either. And, you see them in movies.
Oh, wow.
But it was fun to be on.
I take that stuff for granted, God. That's why if I go to Manhattan, the train's the only way to go. You can't drive. You just can't.
No, we took it everywhere. Like, even though we had the car with us, we would park the car and then take the subway to where we were going. It was just easier.
Yeah, the subway's interesting. You see a lot of interesting characters, especially here in New York. I mean, you know, it really does happen. People like think it's all sometimes in the movies with the bands playing and people just, singing with the guitar or just sitting on the floor with their whatever. I think it's all true. Oh, Linda went to high school in Islip. Oh, how interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Rachel. Good morning.
Rachel.
Hey, that Karen boy, she's at that beach again. Huh? Good morning, Karen. Yep, bag ladies, undie man. Yep, they're all there.
We have a lot of homeless here in Florida too.
You get all kinds, all kinds. That's why whenever any of you guys are coming in or you're in Manhattan, don't act touristy because they know which ones to target. They definitely know which ones to target. For sure, for sure. I mean, I'll never forget when I first started working in Jersey City. I used to have to come out at Penn and walk up one block to the PATH train, and this same girl with her sign, pregnant and homeless, she must have had that sign for a good year.
It's a long pregnancy.
A good year she had that sign there. So she made a damn good living.
And Leon says, hi, everyone in the chat. Chat.
It's interesting, though. Yeah, you mean don't look up all the time. You know what? Listen, there's times I'm in Manhattan that we've gotten to, out to eat or something that we have to find the restaurant or find the directions or whatever. And, you could look a little touristy even being a regular New Yorker, and that's the other pain in the neck with your phone in Manhattan. If you are trying to Google something and look, oh my God, with all the buildings and everything,
you can't use a GPS in Chicago because the buildings are so high and the streets are so narrow, no signal.
Yeah, it's so bad in some of the sections, especially when you get down like into Little Italy or Chinatown. It's so bad to get a signal and to find anything.
There's
It's
Tammy.
actually better if you're out in the middle of 34th Street or 42nd Street. If for some reason you can definitely find things a little easier that way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Maricha. Good morning, stinker of 1941. Hello. Thank you for joining. Hey, Tammy. Good morning. Oh, Summers. Yeah, he got robbed. Yeah, my girlfriend and I'll never forget. I didn't go with them. They all went in for the St. Patty's Day parade. I went to the parade once in my whole life, and I was pregnant at the time, and I'll never do that again. Oh, my God. First of all, you can't drink because you're pregnant. And it was a lot of walking. And yeah, it was cold. It wasn't actually as cold as I remember, but yeah, it was very uncomfortable.
Have you ever been to Times Square?
No, for the ball drop? Nope.
No?
Nope. And it's not on my bucket list.
It looks like you better not have to pee.
Right. Yeah, you have to get
every time I watch, I'm like, what if you have to pee?
Yeah, you have to get there like the day before, and no. No. Oh, okay, Cha-Cha. Okay. Yeah, that's something that's just never been I've never had any desire to do that. Even when I was younger. I don't know. That doesn't thrill me. I mean, I'd rather be, out with my friends at some, place or at the house and celebrating the new year, not in the middle of Times Square. Not my scene. I mean, I used to go to the city a lot clubbing, or, we went to a lot of concerts. I saw a lot of bands and stuff, but not doing the midnight, the New Year thing. No. It's and it's cold. Yeah. I don't like the cold. I've never liked the cold. I've always wanted to get out of New York, and my husband was always the cold guy. He'd go up hunting. He'd be at the the cabin in the woods with his friends or his family or whatever. Not me. I mean, like I said, I did drive up to New Hampshire, but that was only because I had family up there and we did fun things. But I'm not a cold person. I'm not a cold person. I like the warm. I like the beach. I like, all of that. I mean, that's how I grew up too here. I mean, the summers were my thing. I swam and lifeguard, and it was always at the pool or the beach, always.
Yeah.
I think the winter is fun, and I've skied, but I'm not an expert, and I certainly don't want to be out there all the time. So, but now, thank God, my husband hates the cold. So, hey, good morning, Johnny. Hey, how are you today? Good to see you. Baywatch tea. Hey, maybe in the heyday. Yeah, I mean, not anymore. Yeah, there's something about getting older and having babies and just does you in. It shouldn't. I probably should take a little better care of myself sometimes, but I like to have fun. It's okay. Then you could eat and drink and not gain any weight. Now not so much. And I'm not giving any of that up.
No.
Sorry. Once in a while, I'll give a little food up. Oh, thanks, Summers. Yeah, not so much. I just want to stay healthy. That's the only thing that bothers me with the weight today. I just don't want to. I don't want to be that person, who's with like COVID, who's that high risk because, I have high blood pressure or diabetes or any of that. And I'm at risk for all of that because that's what Mom had, all of it. Hey, Neville, good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. 75 of you here this morning. Thank you, guys. Hey, you guys
I want to get drunk with tea. I bet she's a blast.
I'm kind of a quiet drunk, to be honest.
Oh, I'm not. That's when my color is.
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I guess it depends where I am and who I'm with. I've gotten. Yeah, it's for a different show. It's for a much different show. Everybody knows me as Sweet Tea, so I have to remain that way.
Yeah, you guys, you should see her backstage dropping those F-bombs.
No, not quite in the least, Chris. No. No, but sometimes I do get quiet if I drink when. Just because. Yes, remain a Sweet Tea. That's right, Casual. I'm trying to remember. I think Michelle W. was the one who started that one, Sweet Tea. Or Jennifer Hayes, one of them. That's all they used to say, Sweet Tea. My husband likes when he hears me called Sweet Tea. He's looking at me right now and laughing. Good morning, husband. Good morning, Sweet Tea. Private showing tea? Uh-huh. Yes, just a reminder. If anybody's interested. Where's Farmer? Is he hung?
I should get drunk one night and go on as Argyle drunk. That'd be funny.
Oh my God. Summers. Oh. That was funny. That was one thing I was told. I forgot. Was it June? I was talking about yesterday. Like, we get along so well. In fact, more so now than we ever did. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, you would think after 20, we're together 27 years. This June 12th was actually, we met, we were actually set up on a blind date. And I was divorced with a child and he was a widow. And when my parents' financial advisor came over and said, have I got a guy for you? And he had tried to set me up once before and the guy didn't show. And then he starts telling me, like, his name is Robbie and he's a widow. And I'm picturing like this short Jewish guy, like, And then when he came to my parents' house to pick me up, and he was like 6'2", and I was able to look up, and he had his cross hanging from his neck. I was like, yes. And the rest is history, and we'll be married 25 years, July 29th. But yeah, we get along a lot better now. I could remember in our early years of marriage, like throwing hot coffee at him and ice trays. It sounds violent to you at that point, but if I get mad, look out. It's the Greek in me. You were blind when you were married, Richard? Yeah, so pretty funny. Pretty funny. But yeah, so much more better. It's so much better now. We get along really, honestly. And people say sometimes when you retire, it could go one or the other way, like, because he's home every day now, and I'm home every day. But we've worked together. Like, when I first met my husband, we weren't even married or engaged or anything. I think it was like 6 months after we met. And we bought a business together. We bought a convenience store, a stationery store. I mean, we've always been involved in some kind of business adventure. I mean, we've owned houses together. We've owned I had the mortgage company for years. He had the restaurant. I mean, like, there was just so many things over the years that, we always worked together. And just ironically and funny that things just happened like that. Like, we were both working full time, even when we bought the convenience store, but we just made our hours around, like, when he was at his job, I was at the store. When I was at my job, he was at the store. And then my brother helped. And we had a couple of employees, but yeah, it's just funny. But we definitely get along. When people like, how are you guys, some people aren't surviving COVID together. Like, some people are not surviving this whole be at home, stay at home, and we are, which I guess is a good thing.
Yep.
And I didn't mean any funny to that, Marilyn, as far as, I mean, I didn't insult or anything like that. Listen, he could have been a great short Jewish guy. It just, as you all know, sometimes it's just nice when you meet, like, I'm tall. Well, I feel like I'm shrinking. I was 5'9" my whole life, and now I feel like, well, maybe 5'8.5", maybe 5'8", because I guess as you hit a certain age, like, you start going in the other direction. But I was always, like, in school, the tallest girl in class. And, I wasn't always at the very back of the line. There was one girl that beat me out. In fact, I think she grew to be like 6 foot. But, my best friend too, Kathleen, her and I were about the same height. She might have been like a half an inch taller than me. So it was like, the three of us always at the back of the line. But yeah. Oh, well, Elizabeth. Well. Yeah, June. That's how I feel, really. June, I think June, I'm going to tell everybody, I think June's going to be married 33 years on July 18th. How awesome is that? Hey, my parents made it 54 before Mom passed. 4 years, 53 years. Yeah. I'm taller than you, Neville. Yeah, I'm taller than a lot of people. You know what? It's like straight hair and curly hair. Some people who have curly hair want straight hair. People who have straight hair want curly hair. People who are tall want to be shorter. People who are short want to be taller.
Yeah.
What's so funny? What? Who's blowing your phone up? Is it her?
Who's her? Is it her?
Yeah, okay. I get it, Donna. I get it.
What do you think? It was funny because I texted her and I said, I know you're watching. She's, oh my God, I just turned it on. Like, I freaked her out, I think. But I was like, I know, I can feel it. Brat.
Oh, see, I can't honestly say that, June. 33 lovely years. We've never said a cross word to one another ever. And that's the honest to God's truth.
Hey,
Well,
man,
God.
it happens. There she is.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Donna. Miss you. Yeah, it's that's a feat in itself, Junebug. Feat.
Well, you know, I've been with people that we were together 8 years and all we did was fight. And then I've been with somebody that I've been with for 8 years and we only fought once over who killed JFK. It was the only argument we ever got into.
Oh, wow.
Because we didn't agree.
No, we're going to get off, honey. Yeah, go and set it. We're going to get off. Set it. Donna's going to do a premiere. So, yeah, set it for what? I mean, you have to do what, every 15? Do it either 11:15 or 11:30, whatever's good for you. Because we're going to go. I'm going to be back at 3 with an auction. And goose and tea later at 9. All right, guys. Love you.
You didn't know I was psychic, did you, Donna? It's true. Like, I just sensed it all of a sudden, and I texted her. That was so weird.
We felt your presence.
Yeah.
We felt your presence. All right, everybody have a great day. We'll see you back here at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And love you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.